a blackout for $100 consolation prize, and the colored cards tonight are pink. And number 9, if game 3 is won with the toonie ball number drawn at the beginning of the session, the winner will receive either the jackpot or the consolation prize as well as the toonie pop. Okay, good luck everyone, and let's get started on our bingo. The first ball out, we're not playing this ball. This is going to be our toonie number for game 3, so it's just to keep track of this number. We are not dabbing it off on the game 1. It's a G50. So G50 is going to be our toonie number. That'll become important later. Right now it goes back into the blower for game 1. So we haven't actually called any numbers for game 1 yet. And now we are starting. So on the gold colored cards, prize of $18,239 if you bingo in 50 numbers or less, and you don't have to share the pot with anybody if you're the only one that bingos on 50 numbers or less. So the first number out on the gold colored cards is under the N40. N40. Under the B12, B12. Under the B9, B9. Under the B5, B5. Under the I20, I20. Under the B4, B4. Under the N45, N45. Under the G56, G56. Under the I21, I21. Under the B6, B6. Under the G58, G58. Under the O73, O73. Under the N37, N37. Under the O74, O74. Under the I-26, I-26. Under the I-23, I-23. Under the G47, G47. Under the O66, O66. Under the B15, B15. Under the N42, N42. Under the G50, G50. Under the I-17, I-17. Under the B2, B2. Under the I-16, I-16. Under the B1, B1. Under the B7, B7. Under the B11, B11. Under the O65, O65. Under the I-30, I-30. Under the N32, N32. Under the N41, N41. Under the O72, O72. Under the I-28, I-28. Under the O70, O70. Under the G48, G48. Under the G57, G57. Under the N36, N36. Under the I-19, I-19. Under the O69, O69. Under the B3, B3. Under the G51, G51. Under the B14, B14. Under the O67, O67. Under the O61, O61. Under the O63, O63. Under the G49, G49. Under the I-24, I-24. Under the B10, B10. Under the I-25, I-25. Under the G60, G60. And that is our 50th number. So we'll pause here for 2.5 minutes and see if anybody is going to win the jackpot of $18,239. Both phone lines are open to receive your calls. And while we're waiting, I'd like to make one really important announcement, and that is, does anybody have an extra TV? One of ours at the station here died, and we're looking for a TV like ASAP to either donate or for a reasonable cost. If anybody does have something, you know that off the top of your head or something, or can contact somebody while we're playing bingo, I don't know. Kind of need to know right away, and if you do, you could call us at the end of the bingo games at 8 o'clock or whenever we finish playing all our 3 games. If you have an extra TV or you know somebody who's got an extra TV that they don't need anymore, we're in desperate need of one right now. Thank you for that. And then reminder that if you do win, to claim the prize, you have to bring your winning card still attached to the rest of the cards that are on that sheet. So if we're on the gold, well, I guess on either the gold or the colored cards, there's 3 cards attached together on one sheet. All 3 of those have to come back and be presented to the station in order to get your check if you happen to win. And if you happen to win, you can come the next day after 1 o'clock. That'll be Thursday after 1 to get your check if it's unless you win the jackpots, in which case that takes us a little longer to figure out because we have to go around and collect all the cards to find out how many packages were sold, and then money's added from that as well. And I'll explain that a little bit more a little bit later. Okay, so both phone lines are open to receive your calls. And for the third and final time, both phone lines are open to receive your calls. And not hearing any calls, I'll declare this game closed and we'll move on to the consolation round. So we're still playing on the gold colored cards, but the pot is now only worth $100. So we're still looking for a blackout on those gold colored cards. And your next number is under the B8, B8. Under the G59, G59. Under the N31, N31. Under the I-18, I-18. Under the G52, G52. Under the N39, N39. Under the G46, G46. Under the O71, O71. Under the I22, I22. Under the O64, O64. Under the G54, G54. Under the G53, G53. Under the G55, G55. And that's all your G's, so all the numbers under G should be covered, as they have all been called. Under the O62, O62. Under the N44, N44. And we have a caller. So the number, this number in the hoop, oh, we don't have a caller. Never mind. Nope. Under the O68, O68. Now we have a caller. So maybe they're waiting for that number that's in the hoop. So the number that in the hoop is not valid till it's been called. Why is there another? How much? What's the number? 3283. And which number did they bingo on? Okay. You can check it. You know what you're doing. I just want to check this phone. Okay, there we go. Okay. Okay, we're not sure what number they bingoed on just yet. Do you want me to check? Oh, okay. We're going to get that checked to see what number the person. 6317. Oh, I guess I can't do anything until I find out. G55. Okay, so G55 is a valid bingo. Now we'll check this other person's card that. And what did you say then? So G55 on the 1. Did you want me to check that other card?
It is, but no, there was a bingo just on the number before that. 3283.
3283? Oh, not that one.
This is G55.
That's not the one we want to check. That was a G55 one.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, and G55 is called one number sooner. G55.
What's the card? Where's the other one?
I don't know yet. Because I needed to get this one done first to accept it. Okay, so what's the card number on the other one?
3283.
3282?
83.
We
That's
got
this one.
3283.
Yeah. That was
What's the other one?
G55. 6317.
6317?
62.
62. So that's 062.
So it's after?
Yeah.
Okay, so whoever bingoed on the G55 is the earliest number called at this point in time. So the other one is not valid because they bingoed after G55.
What was your card number?
And we still have somebody else calling in.
Which number did you bingo on? 3872.
3872.
Yeah, G55.
Okay, so I-29 is in the hoop and hasn't been called, so not that one.
Missing number.
Right, it's in the hoop.
Missing number.
Okay, so we currently have one winner, and it was on G55, which was back a few numbers, from the sounds of it. Okay, we now have one phone line open to receive your. Nope, never mind. Somebody's calling in on that one. We'll have to check it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, that was somebody that called that bingoed after G55 as well.
What's your name?
Okay, go back. Oh, all right. So we do have a phone line open to receive your calls. There is a phone line open. Now I'm going to start my timer so that there's 2.5 minutes. Or not. We'll just pause. There's someone else calling in. When we get up to the higher numbers call, we always have a few people calling.
On number 62. On 062. We have bingo. Yeah, we have bingo on the number previous to that one. On G55.
Again. The current number that was bingoed on is G55.
Yeah, see, this person had a bingo on G55.
And that's
Your number
1,
was
2, 3, the fourth number back. G55 is a valid bingo. It's the fourth number back from the one that's flashing up there, 068.
Already? No,
Okay, resume my timer. We have a phone line open again. We had a couple people call in on numbers after G55. This other person that we're trying to get the information from.
Okay, what's your card number? Which number did you bingo on?
Okay, so they bingoed on 068, so no, because we had a number G55
Yeah, no, that's what it's coming up
is our earlier number. It's whoever bingoed on the earliest number called. So somebody might call in with a valid bingo and we'll say yes, and then somebody else calls in on a number that they've before that they've bingoed on. Then the first person is no longer a winner. So it's always the earliest number called. By the time there's no more calls happening, it'll be the earliest number called for the winner, of which there could be more than one winner on that same number. But tonight it's just the one on G55. We had a few on couple on 068, a couple on 062, but it's G55 that we're have the winning number. Okay, I'm going to let the timer count down in case there's other people calling in. We want to give everybody a chance to call in if they think they've won, because it's not fair to say, oh no, you didn't win, but you wouldn't have won anyways, so just let them call in. I'm going to do one community announcement. There's KK Kinsman Courts 2 Paint Night with Katie Martin. And it says, we are looking to hang some resident-made art in our building and thought you might like to help. Join us and invite your friends and family for our first ever Family and Friends Paint Night, Friday, April 19th at 6:30 p.m. Pre-register ASAP. It's $30 cash, and you can call 204-841-0330 to book, or I suppose to ask questions. Again, the phone number is 841-0330. Okay, so we will be moving on to the letter X game, and one technique to make sure that you've got that X and you don't miss it by accident is just to take a pen and make an X on your paper. It doesn't affect whether you win or not, because you've got a pen mark running as an X through your paper, but it gives you a visual as to when you've got that letter X completed, because we will be doing a carry-on game on those pink colored cards to a blackout after the letter X game. And our tuning number is G50, which will be important in game 3, so you're hoping not to see it in this next game. Both phone lines are open to receive your calls. And for the third and final time, both phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any further calls, I declare this game closed, and we will move on to game 2. So the letter X for $150. Playing on your pink colored cards. Oh, hang on. We've got one that's showing up, but it's not. There we go. Okay, we're good. It's a blank slate now. Okay, first number out on the pink colored cards is under the B2. B2. And the prize is $150 for that letter X. Under the N35, N35. Under the I-27, I-27. Under the N33, N33. Under the O72. O72. Under the O70. O70. Under the O64. O64. Under the B7. B7. Under the N38. N38. Under the O74. O74. Under the N34. N34. Under the G57. G57. Under the O67. O67. Under the B3. B3. Under the I-24. I-24. Under the I-17. I-17. Under the I-19. I-19. Under the O69. O69. Under the O65. O65. Under the N40. N40. Under the G52. G52. Under the O61, O61. Under the I-25, I-25. Under the N41, N41. Under the I-23, I-23. Under the B13, B13. Under the N45, N45. Under the I-20, I-20. Under the N31, N31. Under the O66, O66. Under the G46, G46. Under the B9, B9. Under the B15, B15. Under the B14, B14. Under the G59, G59. Under the B8, B8. Under the O62, O62. Under the N43, N43. Under the N36, N36. Under the I-22, I-22. Under the N44, N44. Under the I-18, I-18. Under the B12, B12. Under the B5, B5. Under the O75, O75. Under the N42, N42. Under the I-28, I-28. Under the G50, G50. And we have a caller. It took a long time to get the letter X because we didn't get very many G's out there for one thing. What's card number?
5044.
Okay, valid bingo on G50. Unfortunately, you don't get the Toonie Puck because it has to be game 3 that you bingo on G50, not on the letter X. So G50 is a valid bingo at this point. We have somebody else calling in. G.
G50.
5669. 5669. G54 is in the hoop. G54 has not been called yet. It's in the hoop. So, not called yet. So we can't accept that one. Our winning bingo number for the letter X game currently is G50, which is our Toonie pot number. However, it has to be, you can't win it unless you get that G50 on the 3rd game. So I think it's safe to say that the Toonie pot will be growing. we have somebody else calling. Okay, so our tuning pot grows. When the cards are all picked up on the Thursday, we find out how many packages were sold. So for every package sold, 50 cents goes to the first game's jackpot, 50 cents goes to the third game's jackpot, and $1 goes to the tuning pot. 5074. And another valid bingo on G50, so we now have 2 winners on G50, which again is not the tuning pot because that has the tuning pots for game 3. We're only in game 2, the letter X. So close, so far away. Okay, I should mention who won on the Bonanza Consolation though. Sorry, Cecil. So Cecil Pittman won on the Bonanza Consolation. Zav Nipwa purchased the cards at NACTV. Congratulations to Cecil on the Bonanza Consolation game. And we do have one phone line open to receive your calls. One phone line is open. Okay. Once more with this Kinsman Courts 2 Paint Night with Katie Martin. Looking to hang some resident-made art in our building and thought you might like to help? Join us and invite your friends and family for our first ever Family and Friends Paint Night, Friday, April 19th at 6:30 p.m. Pre-register ASAP, it's $30 cash, and if you want to book or have more questions, you can call 204-841-0330. And both phone lines are now open to receive your calls. Both phone lines are open. In our other announcement, Kinsman Courts 2 is looking for volunteers with help with the morning drink cart, assisting residents to the dining room, playing cards, reading and visiting, walking, and crafts. And please call or email for more information. That same phone number, 204-841-0330. So the tuning number has been called, so there won't be any tuning pot tonight to be won. Although it was kind of exciting to get the letter X on the tuning pot number. Okay, for the third and final time, both phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any further calls, I declare this game closed, and we will move on to our jackpot. And our pot on that one is going to be 8,496. And we only have a few more numbers to go before we get to pausing again, so. Okay, I guess before we do that, though, I should announce the winners. Okay, the Big X was won by Cheryl McLaughlin of Neepwa, purchasing the cards at Rocking Animal House, and by Kim Forsman of Neepwa, who purchased the cards at Kinsman Courts 2. Congratulations to Cheryl and Kim. Now let's go on to that jackpot in 52 numbers, or a blackout in 52 numbers, still playing on the pink colored cards as we're carrying on from the letter X game. Prize is worth $8,496, and your next number out is under the G54. G54. Under the N32, N32. Under the I26, I26. Under the I-21, I-21. And that is your 52nd number, because it took us so long to get any of those G's so that people could call in on the letter X. But anyways, the phone lines are open to receive your calls, but we will wait that 2.5 minutes and see if anybody does call in to claim that jackpot of $8,496. Remember, if you have an extra TV or you know somebody who has an extra TV, you might be able to donate it to NACTV or sell it for a reasonable price. We're interested. Give us a call at the end of the bingo game tonight, because we do need it ASAP. The other one just died, and we do need the TVs to see what's playing, to see what you guys see when you look at your TV. Okay, I guess I could go through the announcements again one last time. Kidsman Course 2 Paint Night with Katie Martin. We are looking to hang some resident-made art in our building and thought you might like to help. Join us and invite your friends and family for our first ever Family and Friends Paint Night, Friday, April 19th at 6:30 p.m. Pre-register ASAP for $30 cash, and you can call 204-841-0330 to book or to ask questions. Kidsman Course 2 is also looking for volunteers. They need help with morning drink cart, assisting residents to the dining room, playing cards with the residents, reading and visiting to the residents, walking, and crafts. Please call or email for more information, 204-841-0330. Phone lines are open to receive your calls. For the third and final time, both phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any calls, I declare this game closed, and we'll move on to the consolation round for $100. Next number out is under the B1. B1. Under the B11, B11. Under the G47, G47. Under the O73, O73. Under the I16, I16. Under the O71, O71. Under the G49, G49. Under the G48, G48. Under the G56, G56. Under the G51, G51. And we have a caller. So remember, the number in the hoop is not valid, so I'm turning it because it's the last game. And chances are we've actually got a winner.
And bingo, which number? Okay, 496.
And we have a valid bingo on G51. So G51. So if you bingoed on G51 or an earlier number, give us a call and we will check your card for you. Remember, we can always check your card anyways if you think you might have won and you're not sure. You can see what numbers are called up there if you're close, but if for some reason you think I missed a bunch, you can just call in and we can check your card anyways. Even if you don't have all the numbers on your card filled in, we'll know on our screen here when we verify. And we do have another caller. I-29 is in the hoop. I-29 is in the hoop, so not a valid bingo. Has not been called, so that one's not going to work. Close, but not quite. So our valid bingo is on G51, and we do have both phone lines open to receive your calls. And as soon as my timer counts down, it will be a wrap. Remember? Everybody has a spare TV kicking around they don't need? We need one. Just give us a call at the end of the game after I announce the winners. Another minute. Quite a bit of activity tonight on the phone. Okay, for the third and final time, phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any further calls, I declare this game closed, and that'll be a wrap for tonight. And our winner on the Blackout Constellation was Doreen Fox of Neepawa, purchasing the cards at Kinsman Courts 2. So, recapping for tonight, winner on the Bonanza Constellation was Cecil Pittman, purchased the cards at NACTV. The Big X was won by Kim Forsman and Cheryl McLaughlin. Kim purchased the cards at Kinsman Courts 2 and Cheryl purchased them at the Rocking Animal House. Doreen Fox won the Blackout Constellation and purchased the winning card at Kinsman Courts 2. Congratulations to all our winners. Have a great week, and we hope to see you next Wednesday.